All right, we got a brand new draft league, the Pokemon Premier League, and let's just take a look at everybody's team. It's gonna be a good time, nice chill stream. Gonna give my super biased opinion, because why would you come here for an unbiased opinion if you're listening to one person talking about everybody's teams? But regardless, it's gonna be a good time. I'm so excited for the new draft league as well. And yeah, we ain't got nobody in the chat. I'm just talking for the video, by the way. I'm literally just talking for the video. Hello everybody in chat that just got here right this second. What's good, what's good, what's good? Yeah, got a new draft league going on. If you didn't know, now you know. A lot of people here. The hell, you guys are all wearing here 2 seconds ago when I was talking to myself. That's cool. Let me tweet this out. Did I trade D-Knight? Are you insane? Who took me out, Scirado? What do you think? Same guy who took my pick that he knew I was getting for 3 weeks. Mr. Ursaluna himself. But we'll talk about it in a bit. We'll talk about it a bit. We'll let some people get in here. I'm live. Let's go over the drafts. Sorry this is so late, by the way. I wanted to do Sunday night, but I've just been so busy since then. And then I started recording a bunch of things early. Then I started testing for my week 2 game a lot. And then I started playing a game with Gator. We played this game called Kiwi Racing or whatever the hell it was. Kiwi something. Kiwi on Steam. And then now we're beating Lego Jurassic World. So yeah, very busy. Oricorio is not banned, but you can't use it with Terra. Why is Pult the first pick in every draft? Because it's probably the best draft league Pokemon. For one, you can run a Jolly Nature and not care. My sister will get some. Jeez, map. Rico, hello. Thank you for loving the videos. I appreciate it. It's a fast dragon, has good dual stab, fantastic coverage. That mon is there. This is Glitch's new remix. Yeah, I haven't even used it in a video yet. I'll play it back after this, actually. Are you going to run boots on everything to deal with hazards? Most likely. Hey, what up, Devin? Hello, Emvee. I'll give it a couple more minutes and then we'll start. I have every single coach. By the way, for everybody watching this, I do encourage you to subscribe to all the coaches down below. This is for the people watching live and also later. A lot of them are. Everybody's good. Like this is gonna be a good season. Did I show off my draft? My draft is already showed off in a video 3 days ago. But I'll be showing off obviously my draft again in this. Same level of disrespect. Oh, I don't think. I mean, I didn't even watch the power rankings yet, so I have no idea where they put me, but it doesn't really matter. Or the draft power rankings, right? Or the draft rankings, rather. Spring, your samurai about to put in work. Love the content. Been watching for 3 years. Thank you so much, Spring. Appreciate you, and thank you for the super chat. Wait, hold up. I want to hear Glitch's new song again. All right, let me get one more thing, and then official stream. They were missing all kinds of facts about moveset stuff. Interesting. Oh, I mean. You guys already know I'm gonna do my own thing. You're gonna have this later this week on maybe Friday. You're gonna have the pick'ems, right? You'll have the pick'ems for the week on Friday, and then obviously Sunday night you'll have the watch together. Might not be Sunday night, might be Monday, just because Sunday is Father's Day. And I'll be in New York. So, well, fair. You're saying even bad hazard move is better than none? Has the stance changed? Yeah, for the most part, after playing through an actual league, yes. I think a grounded poison type is more important. What up, Plane? All right, let me start a poll. Like, yes. Excited for draft. All right. So let's start it up. So again, we're in the new draft league, Pokemon Premier League. What's up, fam? Could you imagine a draft league for Little Cup? I've won a draft league for Little Cup. It was the UCL offseason. Doing well for it. So we're in a new draft league. What up, SP? We're in a new draft league, right? The PPL. It has different rules for terrestrialization. So you can only Terra if your Pokemon is 9 points or less. So you'll see only babies tearing, not babies, but you'll still see some really good Pokemon terrestrializing, right? But you're not going to see a Chien-Pao or a Baxcalibur or anything like that. Yeah, that is your team. It's the first one on my list of Team Shuckle. So, again, as I mentioned before, I super encourage you guys to subscribe to everybody, but obviously we'll be doing watch-togethers, so then I'll really be pushing it. But for the whole season, you got 2 months of all these people creating content. I definitely think you should check them out. So first up, we got Shuckleking. Now, he was position number 3, and he was able to get Great Tusk, which is kind of like to be expected, right? 1 and 2 are typically going to be your Iron Valiant, your Dragapult, your Chien-Pao. That's usually 1 to 3. I think that Shuckleking easily could have grabbed Pal. I don't think anybody grabbed Pal before him. Let me get the actual thing here as well. If I'm not mistaken, Addison got Dragapult, like I said. I know Nexus got second, and he definitely got Val again too. Yeah. So Great Tusk was his first pick. I think it's a phenomenal first pick, right? Phenomenal. What Pokemon are banned? I got Palafin banned like that. I was not trying to deal with a Pokemon that I thought was so broken every single time I used it. So his draft is great, in my opinion. Great Tusk is a phenomenal first start, right? You guys saw how early I got Iron Treads last time because there's very few good spinners in this. The 3 good spinners are Donphan, Great Tusk, and Iron Treads. And then there's a big a case for Quackable, obviously being a great spinner too. Though in that Pokemon, you probably want to run Aqua Step more than Rapid Spin. But those 3 are like top 3 spinners in draft, in my opinion. In my opinion, top 3 spinners in draft. And he got one of the best mons to support, Great Tusk. Golden Go. Right? We already know how good Golden Go is. And then he followed up with Zarude, which I thought was a really, really big sleeper pick. Not that Zarude wasn't expensive at all, because I believe it was, what, 14 points? Oh, no, it was 13 points. I think it's a big sleeper pick and could be a huge mon for his team. But I really, really, really like his first 4 picks. Golden Go covers basically everything, every bit of cheese and everything like that. Why is Palafin banned but not Annihilate? I mean, I argued for Palafin ban. Ape is a lot more manageable in this. I would be fine with Ape being banned too. Think you would have won the last draft league if you picked Pelipper instead of Ditto because Palafin and Rain goes crazy? Nah, definitely not. I think the Golden Go Tusk is going to be so much for him. Obviously, you guys know Tusk can do absolutely everything. Tusk is even better now in a home metagame, in my opinion. Don't Fox in your team, Joe. You already got both types of no removal. There's no removal left, and I'm not getting a shitty mon. That's why. I'll go over my team when I get to my team. Don't worry. Anyway, I think Zarude is so good now because it has Swords Dance, which is it was already tough enough to deal with when you had Bulk Up and UU. So having Swords Dance opens up a lot. Obviously, it's a fast U-turner. Jungle Healing means it's a status absorber for his team, which is nice. And then he just has, really, really tough Pokemon to switch into. Like Azumarill, very, very, very tough. Brambleghast is taken. I'm not getting Bramlin. Yeah. You guys need to understand, Scarlet and Violet is a super, and I've got this opinion from Zazo. I've got this opinion from Dylan. These are the Mount Rushmore of Pokemon Draft. I've talked with them. I want their thoughts as well. It's a super offensive metagame. He says boots and spikes, all you need. I'm going to listen to them. That's what I'm going to do. Now, if I could have gotten Great Tusk or Iron Treads, obviously I picked them up. Obviously, but I'm 14th in the draft. I was number 14 in the draft. Like, what am I gonna get? The stream was coming tomorrow? Wait, what you mean? Pick'ems is tomorrow. But yeah, Azu, insanely hard to switch into. I think him always having the belly drummer. And I think the really cool thing about this is he got Azu, and he also has Quagsire. He has the Underwear Mon, and he has Azu, right? That's what I which is the last few days. Make sure to subscribe to me. Did you know Joey is a baby kangaroo? Emvee really pushing this happy birthday and please sub to me thing. But yeah, feel free to. Happy belated birthday, Emvee. I really like Noivern as well. As someone who uses it or have used it in draft, Noivern was really, really strong. The biggest problem with Noivern was that any week I brought Hurricane, I missed. So obviously I think Shuckleking knows the risk versus reward of this Pokemon. He obviously knows the risk versus reward of this Pokemon, but it's still good. Has Super Fang, I believe, still, which is nice. Shuckle, thank you so much. You don't have to sub to me when I'm doing your breakdown, but I appreciate it, man. Thank you. I also really, we're gonna fast forward a little bit, but I really like his Terra Captains. This dude is rocking the evolutions. Jolteon is incredible as a Terra Captain. Jolteon he has Terra Electric, right? Because you have to have one of your stabs and then 2 other types. That's the rules for it. And you can have 2 to 3 Terra Captains as long as it adds up to 15 points, 9 points and down. So, Jolteon's incredible. It got Calm Mind this generation, fast Volt Switch. It can run Terra Blast Ice or Terra Blast Flying to set up on opposing grounds, which I think is really cool. Yeah, I have 2 dogs. They're going to bark in the background. They're going to live, what, 13 years total? They can bark as much as the fuck they want, man. I don't care. Let them bark. They're not bothering me. Hopefully they don't bother you. But if they do, you can lower the volume to this stream all the way so you hear nothing talking. You can just look at their draft. But anyway, so Jolteon, I think Jolteon is super, super, super underrated. Bichon Poodle and Mini Poodle. I think Jolteon is super underrated. Honestly, Jolteon was one of the mons that I was thinking about picking up. It was one of the mons that I was thinking about picking up. Like, in terms of, like, if I didn't get a Hisuian Electrode, obviously. But Jolteon's fantastic. Obviously, the Terra helps it deal with what it was worst at in coverage. And having Calm Mind this generation, I really like it. I think Specs is great. I think Wish is going to have a lot of utility as well. I'm not getting shitty Hatchroom. Look, stop giving me shitty suggestions. That's it. I'm not dropping shit on my... I can go 0 and 8, and I would not drop anything on my draft. I freaking love my draft. Espeon's another great Pokemon, which also suffered from strength of coverage. By that I mean, Shadow Ball and Dazzling Gleam are fine, but they're pretty weak. But now when you have Stab Dazzling Gleam, or Stab Fairy Dazzling Gleam with Terra Fairy, and then on top of that, you went Terra Fire, which I thought was really interesting. Because I think another option would have obviously been Terra Water or Ground, or Fighting, right? Fighting and Ground make a lot of sense, so you have to deal with things like Heatran and stuff. I'll definitely, I've done videos with Mfuga before. I'll do stuff with that. He's been on streams way in the past. But I think Fire is cool too. I think Fire is something I've used in UU for like things like Scizor. So I think that's going to be nice to not be checked by like Steels and obviously like that. Espeon's not bad. It's a lower tier pick that can Terra. It's not bad at all. It's fast. It gives his teams dual screens for Bulk Up Great Tusk, Belly Drum Azu, Swords Dance Zarude, Nasty Block Golden Go. I think Espeon is a fantastic pick on this team. It also gives him like really decent hazard control. Mefesto only had Espeon, and Espeon was great for him all season. Espeon was literally great for him all season. Like, that Mon was the GOAT. And then obviously it gives him another Defogger next to Noivern. Well, it gives him hazard control next to Defog Noivern. I believe Braviary also gets Defog right now too, if I'm not mistaken. It does, so he got all the hazard control right here. Muck, I think, is a big sleeper pick in as well defensively. Muck has access now to Drain Punch, and it also has Toxic Spikes. So Muck got a lot this generation. We saw Kirby use it to a big success. Was definitely very annoying when people had to fight it. And Sableye, obviously, just being another spin blocker. Sableye is interesting. I think Sableye is interesting because it gives him potential for, like, Prankster Sun. I think those are... I don't want to spoil too much of what Shuckleking might have been thinking, but, like, imagine Sableye is about to die, right? Imagine Sableye is about to die to a Moonblast or some crap. It goes for Sunny Day, gets the Prankster, and then Choice Scarf Great Tusk with its Photosynthesis boost gets its thing, right? You know what I mean? And I think the same thing can be said for Rain Dance with Belly Drum Azu or Bandit Azu and Hurricane with Noivern. Of course, it also gives him Encore and potentially Knockoff as well. So Sableye is a pretty cool mon. And in terms of a last pick, which I believe it was his last pick completely, it's not a bad mon, right? No, his last pick before that was Espeon. Excuse me. Which is a great last pick. Did nobody pick Oricoro even with the Terra rules? No, nobody got Oricoro because of the Terra rules, basically. You're not allowed to Terra it, so. Tell their Terra mons is the only thing that remember. It was Jayvee. Joey's really the PhD in normal strats. Was it actually what you were thinking about it, Shuckle? Because like it looks amazing, right? I really do think the Prankster Rain Dance or Sunny Day looks so sick. The sucky part about Sableye is that they didn't give it Parting Shot, but then it would have just been Grimmsnarl slash Grafai, more close to Grafai, if anything. Also, Sableye does have Light Screen and Reflect, so it gets Prankster in that too. What a Paula. Yeah, Scream just started. Anyway, I love this draft. I like Tinkaton being able to get up rocks in front of mons like Hatterene. I think that Tinkaton is... It would be fantastic if it could Terra. It's very weak, but it's a really good Steel type. It's a very good Steel type. I'm glad you like it. To answer this. Definitely a consideration for sure, but it's mainly for screens and taunt. Yeah. Good evening. Got bored of Lance Fog. Hey, what up, Lawyer? But again, going back to like at least my draft, if I desperately think I need to trade mons on my draft, I will. But for now, things have been fine. Yeah, Noivern still gets defog. I really like this draft. I rate it pretty high, mainly because of his offensive threats. I think his Terra captains are... I think he really used Terra good, right? This draft, the PPL in general, it's all about Terra, and it's all the lower tiers that can Terra. So I think having fast setup mons like he does, fantastic Terra mons. My team will be shown eventually. It's going to be on this list. So next up, we have QTheCostarican. Now, as you can see... Q was trying to get every damn, every Hisuian, every Ironmon. He was trying to get everything in this. He was really sad when I picked up Hisuian Electro so early. My dude was trying to get everything. Now, dual screens. I think in terms of dual screens, yeah, his team's definitely the funniest. But I love the theme. I love the theme behind it. And guys, remember, you can check out everybody down below. Check out everybody down below. So I think the biggest thing with him is that... who do you think got the biggest steal in the draft in regards to getting a good Pokemon late? Thank you for the super chat. I mean, I don't want to talk about Mr. pokeaimMD getting Cresselia as his last pick, you know, but that guy did kind of get a crazy pick last, you know, just a crazy pick last, you know what I'm saying? But I would also say Shuckleking with Espeon, 100%, and I actually think Nexus with Misdreavus and with Eviolite and Terra, also a very, very good steal from the one-pointers. Like, dude. Anything. Anyway, Q's last pick was a Delibird, so I don't think he got... I don't think he got the steal as his last pick. Completely... just being completely honest here. But I will say... do not sleep on this team. This team looks like the most threatening in terms of screens, right? Iron Moth is stupid. It's just straight up stupid. It's Volcarona with a booster energy. It doesn't have Quiver, obviously, but it doesn't have to set up. It just has to come out. It's fast, absorbs T-Spikes, sets up T-Spikes, which can work in conjunction with like Sub, Calm Mind, Meloetta, which he has Terra for. I do want to also note, this guy's Terra captains are also insane. I think Meloetta is an insane Terra captain. Like, really, really good. I would have loved to see Terra fight on his Meloetta as well. He's trading the bird for Dracloak. Oh, I used Shuckleking Draft. That was really fun. What does normal Samurai do? It sits in the lowest NU tier. How do you handle screens in draft? You bring Brick Break, you bring Raging Bull, or you just ignore them and have bulky Pokemon that don't care. Yeah, his first pick was Hisuian Lilligant. And let me tell you something. I 1000% understand his first pick being Hisuian Lilligant. You might be like, oh man, why the hell would you get that? Dude, this is not a fucking Pokemon Showdown Draft League where you've already done 5 of them already since Legends Arceus came out, and you can draft mons like Hisuian Lilligant and Ursaluna. This is our first Pokemon Home Draft League on Wi-Fi. We want to do it for content. We want to have a good time. We want to have fun. I don't care about drafting. Shetsel's hella banned. I don't care about drafting the greatest of all Pokemon. I want to draft the mon that I want to use, right? Which is why my first pick, Hisuian Samurott, is like, even if Chiempao was available, I would not have drafted Chiempao. I would have drafted Chiempao second because I was the wheel. I would have drafted Hisuian Samurott first and then Chiempao. But it wouldn't have been my first pick. That's what I'm just trying to say. It's the thumbnail team. It's the content. It's all about content when it comes to draft leagues. Why would I do this over a Showdown Draft League if I didn't care about content? I could easily upload Pokemon Showdown Draft Leagues and all that stuff. I'm just being honest with y'all. I would have drafted it second. But it would have been my second pick on the wheel. But anyway, I think Hisuian Lilligant is actually a big sleeper. Let's just assume he hits every single attack, right? Let's assume he doesn't use Hustle. Let's assume he uses Chlorophyll because, you know, Sunny Day plus Parting Shot and all that stuff. It's Fighting and Grass is Hisuian Lilligant. So let's assume he does that, right? So first off, that's very possible in his team just because he does have Grimmsnarl. But Grimmsnarl doesn't get Sunny Day, which is really unfortunate. But it's still possible. Anyway, let's assume he hits every single one of his attacks, right? He cannot Terra Hisuian Lilligant, but that doesn't matter so much when not every single person is going to have Dragapult, not every single person is going to have Golden Go. That specifically matters for Golden Go because every other dragon gets rocked by Ice Spinner. They cannot Terrasilize. All the higher tier mons cannot Terrasilize. Close Combat Leaf Blade, it's just good. Like it's a really strong Pokemon, and I think a lot of games are going to be won/lost on Hisuian Lilligant connecting with its attacks. And plus he can run the lens, and that will give him the wide lens, and that will give him 88% accuracy on all his moves. So that's possible. Victory Dance gives you a +1 defense, attack, and speed. It's going to be a really big threat. And I also think Iron Moth is really scary. I think it's... But going back to his Terra captains, I really wish he went Terra Fighting on Meloetta, just because if he went Terra... I think his Terra types are great, right? I think Psychic obviously is fine. That's Psychic, right? Is that Psychic? That's Psychic? I can't tell. That looks like Psychic. Is that Psychic? That has to be Psychic, right? That's not normal. That doesn't look normal. Normal would look white. That's Psychic. Anyway, Relic Song is not banned. So no. So what if he had done Terra Fight, he could have done Calm Mind, Relic Song, Terra Blast, and Psychic, or Thunderbolt, depending. And when he Relic Songs and changes, Terra Blast goes from special to physical, and it's going to be stab because he gets the double stab on it because Meloetta transforms to a fighting type, right? And then when he changes back Relic Song, it still becomes a strong special Terra Blast. So like it would have been really cool for him to play with because he could have gotten that stab on it. And maybe that's something, I don't know, Q, if you're ever watching this, maybe that's something you might want to think about, because actually that's one of the ways I really want to use Meloetta in, you know, UU, RU when it's able to be there. It's just really it's a really cool thing. I'm just talking about the Pokemon. I'm giving you my honest thoughts on the Pokemon. The whole team itself obviously has some flaws. I don't think regular Samurai is that great of a Pokemon. I don't think Delibird is that good. But I think every other Pokemon on this list is good. I literally think every other Pokemon on this list is good. I think Kleavor is going to be way better in Draft than it is going to be in OU, just because not everybody's going to have Golden Goal on every single team, right? Not that Golden Goal is a counter. Choice Band Night Slash knocks it out. I think Zoroark is going to be insanely stupid. What up, Cass? And you take on the Go Hisui and Lavalug. It was honestly part of my draft plan, and I just didn't get it, even though I could have. Oh, thank you. This is the layout that they gave me, so big shout out to them. Why draft Samurai over Kleavor? Samurai gets up spikes. Muzz, you're insane if you don't think Kleavor is going to be good in Draft. All it has to do is click Stone Axe and gets up rocks. Doesn't waste a turn. It's not like you're fighting Great Tusk every single game. It's not like you're fighting Landorus every single game. It's not like you're fighting Ting-Lu, which is not a counter because it gets U-turn and close combat on. I'm saying in Draft, it's going to be a fine Pokemon, because not everybody's going to have the #1 most used Pokemon, 58% of teams in OU on it. It sucks in OU because every fucking person has a Great Tusk. But here, this mon is a threat. And not to mention, every single one of those 3 giant threats and Thundurus can be the Zoroark in disguise. Go ahead and lead your Great Tusk versus my Kleavor as I grass knot you as a Hisui and Zoroark. I think this team cannot be slept on specifically because of that Pokemon holding it right now. That's insane. After seeing that fiasco on your station the other day, I can't look past that. Wait, what do you mean? After seeing that fiasco on your station? Then I'm insane. Oh, okay. Anyway. Zoroark literally makes this team a threat. Can you show us who you think is the best team? Name and showcase? Yeah, when I'm done with everybody, I'll tell you what I think is the best team. Actually, when I get to that person, I'll tell you that I think they're the best team. I just think screens plus the Hisui and Zoroark mind game is gonna be... No, I'm not heated. I'm passionate about what I care about. I just think screens plus Hisui and Zoroark is gonna be nasty. I think it's really nasty. He has a good spinner in Cyclizar. He can't Shed Tail. I think his Terra captains are fine. I do think his last 2 picks might need to be changed. I don't think Samurott does a lot for his team. It does give him a water, but I'm sure there's better waters down there. I'm not going to say my team. There's 2 other teams I think are better than my team. Easily. I actually think 3 or 4 teams might be better than my team. I just love my team. But I think he needs a better water type. He 100% needs a better water type. And I think Delibird is not a great pick. But anyway. Meloetta is a fantastic Terramon. I think we're both physical and special. I think Fairy is a great one. I think fighting could be added. And I think Sandaconda is like the freaking good ground type with Terra as well. It's just so annoying to fight, right? Because first off, I gotta pray that every single mon isn't Zoroark when I'm fighting. Also, I gotta pray that either that Hisui and Lilligant doesn't connect on me. I think this team looks so annoying. It doesn't look too powerful. Does exactly? It's just gonna be hard. When you stayed on Kleavor. Oh, when you stayed on Kleavor on Spike, set up a bunch of kept recovering, but then again, I'm pretty high, so that... Oh, if you're talking about the Kleavor versus Clodsire, that was an OU. That was also my opponent, but that was an OU interaction. Draft is so much different, dude. Kleavor has a bunch of good moves. What do you think you drop fighting Terra Electric? I think you do drop Terra Electric 100%. I think you drop Terra Electric 100% if you go that. I think Terra Electric is good because obviously it gives you like the kill on Corviknight and things like that, but I think Terra's feisty. What are your thoughts on the Deli, bro? I think it needs to be traded away on his team. Do you agree with the Volcarona ban? Nah, I want it to be suspect tested. Elliot, thank you so much, fam. Thank you for the super chat. Appreciate you. But yeah, I think his upper half of his team is super strong. I think his last 2 picks should be changed. This Samurai doesn't get any moves. Oh yeah, this Samurai gets a ton of new moves. It gets the new move Aqua Cutter. It gets Chilling Water. It also gets Encore, which I think is really cool. Encore is actually a legitimate one. It still has access to knockoff. It gets Sacred Sword and Swords Dance. I already had Sacred Sword, I'm pretty sure, but true. If Cecil's Edge and Stone Axe were more available, which would you say is better in OU? Cecil's is better clicked multiple times but free rocks. Easily Ceaseless, because you get spikes. Spikes are just really good. All the rock weeks run heavy duty boots anyway, right? So spikes are always good, and they do more to Tusk. Yeah, I just think that yeah, he already had SD and everything. I think that Samurot's like the last 2 are his weakest points, but I think the other mons are super annoying to think toward. But let's go to Nexus. Now Nexus' team is good. Okay? First off, he drafted Iron Valiant again. And I was really hype about him doing this because he did it for a purpose, right? He did it because he wants this Pokemon. He wants redemption with this Pokemon. Last season of the BBR, Nexus was very, very, very... His Iron Valiant had less kills than Lechonk by week 3. Okay? Lechonk had more kills than Iron Valiant by week 3. So he's bringing Valiant again. And this time, he's not going to terrestrialize it immediately and die because he can't terrestrialize. I think his team is so nice. The Chili Reception Slowking, which is also one of the special Valiant answers, into Thundurus, into Iron Valiant. Thundurus also learns Electric Terrain and has priority. Prankster, which I think is pretty cool. Overcool is a fantastic thumbnail mon. Gives him Intimidate. Gives him a personal Rain answer with Rain Dance from Thundurus, with Swift Swim. Intimidate absorbs Poison type, so he got his grounded Poison type early. Hippowdon plus Lycanroc. Lycanroc with Terra, right? So it has a Terra, and now it solves Lycanroc. Lycanroc is weak because it's not like this is Lycanroc midday. It's weak because it's not like Dusk, because Dusk has Tough Claws, so it hits hard. This was going to hit hard because it can Terrasilize. I think his Terra captains are all great. I would have personally Terra'd Appleton, I think, more than Typhlosion. And the reason being this is that Appleton is thick fat, so you Terra into a Steel type with Iron Defense Vibrates, and they would have been crazier. But obviously Typhlosion's way better for the thumbnail. I think his team's offense is insane. I think Bisharp people super sleep on because that mon is a baby Pokemon now, but you got to remember that mon was running OU for years, right? That mon was running OU for years. Are you not allowed to Terra your better Pokemon? You cannot. No, you cannot. Hippo is good with Lycanroc. Obviously, like I said, the whole Lycanroc being weak doesn't apply here because now I can get Stab on Close Combat because of Terra Fight and Stab on Play Rough because of Terra Fairy. So basically, his team is crazy. I also would have liked to see Terra Captain Cryogonal as well with Terra Ground, Terra Water. I think that would have been amazing for him. It would have been Terra Ice, Terra Steel, and either Terra Ground or Water. I think Ground would have been fine. Because it would be fast, obviously giving it Terra Blast. So he does have the Rapid Spinner in that. That is his hazard control. Mence does not have Defog at the moment, if I'm not mistaken. I believe it doesn't because Mefesto would have ran it with Defog, but it definitely doesn't. So Mence doesn't have Defog right now. So his hazard control is that. But, I mean, if there's any team that's going to run Boots on their Pokemon, or Eviolite in Mischievous' case, it's this team, right? Yeah, Bisharp can run literally Eviolite. It can also run Life Orb. It's a damn Bisharp. It can run Black Glasses or whatever item is available in this game that lets it run. Yeah, his team is great defensively too, in my opinion. Slowking, Hippowdon make an incredible core. You have Appleton, which can actually sit on moves. He's super weak to Fairy. He definitely has a weakness to Fairy types, but you are a hater. What does Mischievous do? Will-O-Wisp, Taunt sets, Nasty Plot sets with Terra, what is it called? Terra Fairy. He also, I think, has Terra Steel right there, which I think is pretty cool. He can run Black Glasses. Thank you. Black Glasses. Thank you. Yeah. He's weak to Fairy, but, I mean, because his Poison and his Steel do not resist Fairy, but he's still fine. He's still fine. And you got to also remember, guys, there's not a lot of Fairy types right now. Like, there's not... He has the best Fairy type in the game, right? And then, like, secondly in Draft, you probably have to put, like, Enamorous there, which Slowking is an answer to. Slowking can sit on that. Hisuian Typhlosion can sit on that as well. How many teams have I covered? This is the third that we're going over, so we got time. He doesn't need to resist. Yeah, he basically... I think he has some of the scariest sweepers, right? Dragon Dance Ments, Eruption Typhlosion. Well, that's not a sweeper, that's a cleaner. Or a breaker. Sand Rush, Lycanroc. He can also go Electric Terrain, like I said, from Thundurus, or Booster Energy on Val, Swords Dance, Overquill, or Spikes plus T-Spikes. I really like Enam beats Slowking. Not really. If it Calm Minds, then you just switch. What is the set going to be? If it's sub Calm Mind, what is your last move? Sub Calm Mind, Moonblast, what? Earth Power versus this team, or Mystical Fire? Cryogonal eats a hit and just goes for Haze. It's the same crap. Slowking can also literally Calm Mind. What does he have to switch though? Why does he even have to switch, Maverick? How does Sub Calm Mind beat Slowking? Slowking learns Calm Mind too, and it eats every hit. It can be Contrary Play Rough. Yeah, Contrary Play Rough. That would probably be the stronger one if it's physical with Superpower. But even that just gets smoked by like Typhlosion. I don't think Enamorous will always beat Slowking at all. I don't think so. Can be taunt over sub. That's true. That's also true. I just don't think it's guaranteed. I don't think it's a guaranteed. It's not like it's always going to be. What up, fam? I just saying he's had a lot of answers. Fairy's definitely scary versus his team, though. That's probably the biggest thing. Fairy's scary, but he also has the scariest Fairy type in the game. And shoot, if he starts Calm Minding up, I go hard Val and I click Encore. And what are you going to do after that? I think, too, this is a super good draft, in my opinion. This is a really good draft. I like his team a lot. Mischievous is going to be so cool, guys. So that Mon is something that I climbed to, I think, number 2 in NU with back in Gen 5. This Mon is really good. It's so good. Also, it's Terra Steel with Levitate, so that 1v1's Enamorous if it's Earth Power. I really like his team. I really like Mex's team a lot. We got Mount. Probably one of my favorite teams this draft. Just a bunch of freaking good Pokemon, right? His first 5 picks are insanely good. Right? Glowking is a super worth Pokemon. It's crazy because my dude drafted Glowking first because so Mount in the draft, right? I'm 14th, he's position 13th. He drafted Glowking first because that way I couldn't. And I'll tell you right now, if Glowking was still available, it might have been my second pick. It might have been. It might have actually been. Like literally. That one is so good this gen. Chilly Reception, Toxic. It's a great enabler, right? We're going to go into Emvee as it happens. It's a great enabler. It's very well constructed. It's a very well constructed, balanced team. However, it does lack spikes, which is interesting. Scizor. It does lack spikes. Excuse me, no, it has Garchomp spikes. Excuse me. No, I lied. It doesn't even lack spikes. It has Garchomp. What am I talking about? Garchomp got spikes this generation. That's all Garchomp does this generation. So, it has Garchomp plus Alamola, which I did a video with today, and they freaking did so much work. I think Ursaring is an extremely good value pick. I would have loved to see him Terra his Ursaring, but his Terras are way better, right? We already know Kilowattrel is really good. We saw John Jr. use it in draft in the BBR. It did a lot of work. Kilowattrel, though, having Terra Flying, you're a freaking demon for going Terra Fly, but I can also respect it because maybe he doesn't want to Terra Fly Hurricane, so he Terra Fly Air Slashes, which does a good chunk. Like, it doesn't not, it actually makes up for the damage almost. Terra Water's nice, obviously, with Terra Blast and then Terra Ground. My dude does not want to be walled by Heatran. I can respect it a lot. Terra Water getting rid of the ice weakness. I really like that. I think his scariest mon on the team is going to be Cetitan because Cetitan plus Chili Reception, you don't need crappy Abomasnow. No offense to Abomasnow, I love that mon. But you don't need Abomasnow. You got Chili Reception into Cetitan to Belly Drum up and to Terra into either an Ice, Poison, or Water type. Carnage, thank you for gifting 5 subs. Hey, we almost 400. Thank you, Carnage. Appreciate you. Appreciate you. Bro, I think Kilowatts is an insane threat. Exactly. Volt Absorb plus Terra Water is such a cool combo. He has Weather Ball as well with Tyranitar, which I think is really cool. So he has potential for... He has Electric Stab. He has Flying Stab. He has potential for either Water or Ground Stab. And he can have a Rock move with Weather Ball. So it's such a cool one as well. I think it's such a nasty team. A bit, yeah, Jayvee. I think it's such a nasty team. My Samurai looks goated into this. We shall see. Because you also got Braylum. I think Hat is also really nice for his squad too. Because his squad... Like, Scizor got nerfed this generation, right? We know Scizor got nerfed. It also got Trailblaze, which is a buff for Scizor specifically. It's one of the few mons that actually is good with Trailblaze. And it still does have Defog. But his Hazard Control is Defog Scizor. Why am I forgetting? Drifblim. Drifblim can also defog as well. So I think that's really nice for Drifblim too. And obviously Hatterene is a great Magic Bouncer. We saw Emvee use it to a lot of success last Draft League. I think it's a fantastic Pokemon too. And I think Hatterene specifically is going to benefit a lot from the big boys, the strongest Pokemon in the draft, not having Terra. Also, I think it's going to suck that it doesn't have Terra, but obviously you wouldn't Terra Hatterene here if you had the option of Terraing your high tier Pokemon. You'd Terra Glowking and Garchomp. Always. Always, always, always. I think Ursaring's very good. I think look at his team and look at like a Volcarona, right? Volcarona could potentially be a threat if it's like Quiver Dance, Life Orb, whatever. Ursaring is the I'm gonna sit on you. Obviously Tyranitar can do the same thing. And I think Aloe Tyranitar, by the way, beautiful combination. Reminds me of Hugo's team from back in the day, which was Alomola, Tyranitar, Goodra. It was some sand balance that could deal with Charizard Y. It was really nice. I love that core. I love Alomola. I like it a little bit more with Terra. It has Baton Pass, which you're allowed to use. You can't Baton Pass any stats, but you can raw Baton Pass, so it's not going to be a momentum sapper for his team. He can Baton Pass Wishes too. I think that Drifblim is pretty cool as well. Yeah, I think Drifblim is a nice Pokemon. I do. But I think this guy, Mount has, and by the way, excellent content on his channel. If you like Draft League, you're going to love Mount's channel. So guys, again, please subscribe to the people that I'm going over. I have everybody's link down below, and every single time I do a PPL draft stream, we're going to, I'm going to plug their channel. So please subscribe to them. Alomola does not get flip turn, no. I believe only at the moment Iron Bundle gets flip turn. So many things can just run mods at him on this. It's crazy. Yep. It's really nice too. It has a lot of this draft reminds me of my draft in the sense that like you have the super high Kilowattrel, which forces, and then Garchomp. Garchomp speed tier is so nice. Garchomp speed tier is so nice between that and Kilowattrel because Garchomp forces like Jolly Cinderace and like Jolly. Actually, I think Masquerade can run Adamant in that. Actually, Masquerade would definitely run Adamant into this team. Not the same Masquerade is the greatest Pokemon into this team with Breloom, Scizor, and Cetitan and stuff and Kilowattrel. But it gets Baton Pass. Yeah, you can use Baton Pass. You just cannot pass stats. It's not banned, Lazarus. No. Yeah, Garchomp is such a great. I love this team. I think he has the best enabler, literally Glowking, and I think it's going to be one of the scariest teams because he has Scizor for U-turn. He has Baton Pass on Hatterene and Baton Pass on Alomola, Voltage and U-turn on Kilowattrel. And just using the tanks, like, this team is so nice because his two tankiest Pokemon are going to be coming in, taking the hits, Chilling Reception out, and bringing out his big threats. It's beautiful. Are the speed tiers a problem? I don't think so. Because you can't count Cetitan as slow because Chilling Reception is something that you're going to run on Glowking every single week unless you're Calm Mind or Assault Vest. Can you Baton Pass subs? No. I don't think the speed tier is as bad as people think. And you got to also remember, yeah, maybe his speed tiers might not be there, but he has fantastic priority. He has fantastic priority, and Kilowatts is just fantastic. Yeah, Glowking can literally bring whatever it wants. The same thing every week. It can change his berry from Shuka to whatever it is every single week. I love this draft. I think in terms of his Terra Pokemon, this and the This and the Jolteon plus Espeon are my so far 2 favorite Terra Captains. What I think is the underdog Pokemon here? I think Ursaring and Drifloon, unless you're talking about in general. Do you have to EV train and move tutor? Most of us get our Pokemon from other people. True Scott, kind of crazy. There's only 3 OU ripped T-Tar Scizor. Facts, fam. Thank you for the super chat, though. All right. Next up, we got my boy Mefesto. Now Mefesto, look at his first 2 picks. Now, I'm going to tell you a little bit backstory. Mefesto was arguing in the PPL chat for hours about getting Bundle and getting Chi-Yu banned. Excuse me. About getting Chi-Yu banned, about getting Chiampao banned. Look at his first 2 picks. His first 2 picks are insane. They're absolutely insane. Absolutely insane. And I also like his defensive core. Literally lined up, by the way. Donphan, Sylveon, Slowbro. Beautiful. Donphan, Sylveon, Slowbro. Beautiful. Absolutely beautiful. His biggest weakness is his steel type is not that great. I'll tell him how badly Mefesto wants to sabotage the draft. Okay, I would. What would make Gyarados OU? Dude needs to have Brave Bird. So Mefesto wanted to get Electrode and regular Avalugg because I was gonna get. I got Hisuian Electrode and I was planning on getting Hisuian Avalugg so we could be partners. And then Maverick basically was like, Mefesto, no! But yeah, his top 5 Mons are beautiful. I think he had low kicks before, but this time he has low kicks with Terra, which I think is amazing. He's going to prove our Chi-Yu should be banned. I think that's a big thing, right? Like, literally this team, he's going to run Boots or Specs, Baton Pass with Sylveon, and get them on in. The biggest, the worst thing about this team is that, like, Slowbro doesn't have Teleport anymore, or also doesn't learn Chilly Reception. So it can't get in Chi-Yu plus Bundle. That's the biggest thing, right? And that's the Mon that's going to come the most. And that's the Mon that doesn't care about it because it has Regen too. So that was a really big nerf for it. He does have multiple U-turners though. He does have 3 U-turners on his team. I think his Terra Captains, specifically Low Kicks, is probably the biggest one. Just because Low Kicks being Terra Bug for first impression. With Tinted Lens, obviously no real resist. Sucker Punch, Terra Dark. And then Terra Fire is pretty cool too. So kind of similar to how Swords Dance King Gambit will beat Volcarona because of Terra Fire. Swords Dance Low Kicks could do the exact same thing, just with way less bulk. Also being able to just beat Corviknight. So, yeah. If Mefesto can land his Hydro Pumps, I think it's going to be really crazy. He also has Tailwind potential as well, priority. I believe the Anti got taken, yeah. Are you going to say the VOD's going to be saved? Don't even worry. If you're not here, don't even worry at all. No, you have to have 1 guaranteed as your stab, but you can have multiple. His Decidueye is interesting because I think Fighting and Steel are very good. Ice is something I think Maverick was pushing for. So what was the thought process behind? Are you going to cover the recent OU bans? I'll cover them on a stream. I don't feel like talking about them in a video. But maybe I will with Blunder and CTC. But Ice is really interesting because you don't typically want to be an Ice type. Though I guess being able to nuke something like Landorus is pretty cool. Ice is for flying types. Well, why not be electric then and have 1 weakness, Mav? I feel like, unless your name is Landorus, but like, I don't know. It's a good defogger because that's scrappy as well. I like Ghost as well. I like Ghost with SD in practice. Ghost is really good. I checked the rosters, Nice is better. If you check the rosters, Nice is better, I believe that because I definitely made. Wait, I don't know if I believe that because I went Terra Electric on my Hisuian Electro because we checked the rosters and Electric looked better. John, thank you so much for becoming a friend. Ice for the snow boost is kind of nice. I would have personally liked Ghost there or Electric, but I'll trust him. I'll trust the Ice. I just don't. The problem with Ice is that I wouldn't mind turning into an Ice type when I'm a fast Pokemon, you know? Chiampao, Regieleki, Weavile even. Shoot. But this one's really slow. So, Ghost Y. The biggest thing I found about Ghost Maverick that was really good was that Pokemon like Great Tusk are going to like close combat you. But it's more so you knock out Dragapult. It's more so you have that priority stab Shadow Sneak. I just think Electric might be a little bit better. And also actually like resisting Brave Bird and only having 1 weakness, in my opinion. Just slightly better than Ice. Just because I think Ice is very good, but I think Ice is only good on fast Pokemon. So we'll have to see. I mean, Mefesto's my boy. I would love what I'm thinking to be proved wrong. 100%. Copper Rogers is really interesting too. Hey man, I'm just saying, if it's substitute Pult and clicks Dragon Dart, it's a little bit of a threat. Nah, it has Sylveon. But I just like that. I just like the Shadow Sneak priority. Pick Ice just to get under your skin. I think Dragalge is a really strong draft Pokemon. I also would have loved to see this mon Terrasilize because it getting... like, I just think it would have been strong with like Terra Focus Blast and things like that. I really do think Electric will be better for you, Maverick. Especially because it's going to allow you to just... It's a resistance, man. It's the fact that resist, right? Resisting Fly, but also like... Steel can do the same thing, but also not being weak to like a random Heat Wave or some crap. Like, being able to resist both Thunderbolt and Hurricane from Kilowattrel, I think is pretty cool. Anyway, if he got to tighten this team, it would be nasty. I gotta see how Torn is in draft right now. He got it for the speed tier mainly, between Bundle and Chiyu, which I think is smart because it does force Jolly. I love Jolly pick on this team. Slow flip turn, the threat's going to go hard. Unfortunately, it does not get flip turn at the moment. Flip turn would have been pretty nasty on Dragalge. That's actually one of the biggest things from Mefesto's team. In terms of momentum, he has Decidueye, Low Kicks, Torn, and Sylveon. And I know Maverick specifically is really high on that. But he can do things with Eject Button Slowbro. He can do things, same thing with his Steel and do the exact same thing. I guess the new speed decreasing move. You're talking about the Bleak Wind, whatever it's called? Thank you, Aaron. I just think his draft is going to be crazy. I think his draft is going to go crazy. Offensively, I think this is one of the scarier ones offensively. Because of these two, and his Terra Captain is super strong. Bundle has flip turn, yes. Luckily, Bundle has flip turn. Yeah. Unfortunately, Dragalge lost flip. It used to have flip turn. It would have been amazing. It's just Hurricane. Bleak Wind just hit Hurricane. It's crazy. This is why it does have U-turn as well, yes. I like it. His biggest problems, like I said, is the fact that his Steel is not as fantastic. One thing I was suggesting for this team was Earthworm, because the other thing that his team lacks is Spikes. His team lacks Spikes because for some reason in Pokemon Legends Arceus, Hisuian Decidueye gets Spikes, but in this game it doesn't. Hey, Jetpack Matt with the 5 gifties. Thank you so much, bro. Appreciate all the love. So that's the one thing, right? And this is a team that would have freaking loved Spikes, right? You have Pokemon that basically pick up KOs every single time they attack. Dude, Earthworm is sick, bro. Earthworm is sick. It's such a good... I was trying to talk to him to trade Copper Roger for Earthworm because Dylan has Earthworm in like a lot of drafts and it's always been really good. Thank you so much, Jetpack. That's so good. I think Earthworm would have been a great addition for him because also it would have been an Earthquake immunity that is not the Tornadus personally. That's why I thought it was good. You are a professional Earthworm hater. I know that. But I think it's really good. I think as a Spike, I think you know what he literally could have done? He could have let off with it every week and clicked Stealth Rock and Spike and died. That's what he could have done. I'm saying, Kiddus. I'm saying. He literally could have set up. What up, Blunder? He could have let off with it and just straight up died. And I think it would have been sick for him. What up, CTC? Hey, you guys trying to court after? I got a weird ear thumbnail that needs video. Does Bundle get Spikes? Because Deli does? Hell no. Oh my. Imagine this mon getting 3 turns of Spikes. Cat food. You crazy, bro. You straight up crazy. Jesus Christ. Damn, dude. Yo. Yeah, he has the best Earthquake switch in the tier, aka Slowbro, right? But Jesus Christ, man. We came to support the best draft player ever. Oh, thank you. Mefesto's right here. Appreciate you. All right, so next up we got Lars. Now, Lars' team, it doesn't have Glaceon and it doesn't have Espathra. All right, that's one thing. It has Frostlass over Glaceon, and over Espathra he has what was that Pokemon that he has? It doesn't have Glaceon. It doesn't have Espathra. I'm actually kind of happy he traded Espathra. It's not going to be as good in this season just because it doesn't have Terra as an option. Let me see what he traded that for real quick. I'm scrolling. He got Azelf over Espathra. He has Frostlass and Azelf. Thank you. So he has Frostlass and Azelf. Probably Ashton, thanks so much for subbing. So Roaring Moon is really interesting, right? Because that's his first pick, Roaring Moon. But then he got Corviknight right after, right? I feel like he got Pokemon that were so good in their primes, right? Dude got Rillaboom, Talonflame, Roaring Moon, Corvi. He has arguably the best steel type besides Treads and Golden Go. So top 3 steel type right there with Corviknight. I know where he's loyal. He has Azelf. I'm just write Azelf right here. Hold up. Add text. Azelf. Let's go. That needs to be a different color. Anyway, he has Azelf, very fast Pokemon. Select fonts. Why the hell is it this color? Why are you this color, bro? Change your text. Select color. I'm gonna make that nice and red. There you go. This is Azelf. That don't even look that good there. Hey, probably Ashton, thank you so much for gifting 10 subs. Yo, what's going on? Anyway, he got thank you so much, and Frostlass. And that gave him some nice middle speed tiers too. That gave him some nice middle speed tiers, even though Grafai is right there too. I think his Terra Captains are also, thank you so much, Ashton. That was very kind. I think his Terra Captains are also some of the best Terra Captains out there. And here's why, on my false swipe game and stuff, you know. Here's why. First off, Florges no longer loses to steel types because it can turn into a water type and it can turn into a ground type. My dude said, I saw you have Heatran, Joey, and I never want to fear that Pokemon again. So that's one. That's one, right? That's his big one. And also, I think Grafai is insane with Terra. I think Grafai is actually insane with Terra. Because he has good support. He has the Frostlass. This does not even look good there. White actually would have been better here. Whatever. It's good with Terra, right? It gets the Unburden. Prankster and turning into a dark type is beautiful because you don't lose the psychic types. And then flying with Acro so you can beat things like Great Tusk and Swords Dance up. Very, very nice. I love his balanced core. Wish from Florges can heal most of his Pokemon besides Dozo. He has a good ground type. Palmots offensively cannot use Revival Blessing. Dude, thank you so much for all the love, guys. We're 2 subs away from 400. Thank you, guys. I also am not a huge fan of non-Terra Roaring Moon. But who the hell am I to say I'm not a fan of it when I have 3 Psychic types on my team and he has a Roaring Moon? So, I'm not the best person to complain about that because that thing works me, right? Like, straight up. He has Azelf, I think is better, right? Gives him rocks, a second rocker, which I think is very... Ancient Kazam gifted 5 members. Hey, we made it over 400. Thank you so much, Ancient Kazam. Thank you so much. Thank you, guys. Thank you. Much love, bro. Much love. Oh, Kiddas came back, too. Thank you for the 400. That's it. My goal end of the year is 2,000. I don't know if we get there, but shoot, y'all make it easier. I appreciate y'all. So, Azelf gives him another rocker. Azelf also got, I believe, Mystical Power is what it's called. Or Mystic Power, whatever it's called. Which is 70 base power. 90. King Toddy, welcome back, bro. Appreciate you, too. So Azelf got that, which is 70% power, 90 accurate, basically a charge beam, psychic move, stab, which I think is pretty cool too. Where can I find the teams? So the doc isn't public yet, but I'm hoping that we can get one for the people because I will be asked every single week. He has good defensive coverage, but I don't see anything in that team that does anything amazing. Kind of like Jack of all trades. Only super cheated to me like Espathra. Espathra's not actually even one of his Pokemon. He has Azelf and he has Frostlass. I just think that defensively his team is really, really sound, right? Florges, Corvi, Rillaboom, Muds, Dozo, Talonflame. Those Genesis, thank you for becoming a super friend, bro. We have a public doc. Elly, pass me that public doc on Discord, please. Just tag me and pass me so I can put it in the description. I just think it's really, really bulky, and he has some really, really good Terra Captains. Florges in specifically can be both support for his team and a Calm Mind Sweeper, and Specs. Grafai can do the exact same thing. He has so much value out of his Terra Captains. This is probably my second favorite Terra Captains. Thank you, Ellie. I appreciate it. This is the public doc. Are we sure? I'm clicking on this. I'm going to give it to them. It's not going to have anything, right? Okay, this is the public doc. Standings, perfect. Doesn't show anything like someone's draft analysis. That's good to see. Let me put the public doc in the chat. Public doc. Okay, we'll save up. Perfect. Anyway, going on. I think Palma is super strong. I think Palma's very, very strong. What happens if we get the sub goal? Yo, you help me the hell out. I get to keep the lights on for another couple weeks, right? Nah, I mean, I can have a specific sub goal. At 500, I'll do a movie with CTC and Blunder. So an hour and a half video at 500 members. I'll do that. So if we get to 500, next time, if we get to 500 members sometime within the month, I'll do a 1.5 hour with that. 600, I'll do one with Emvee type of thing. There, I put a little goal for y'all. So anyway, Frostlass gives him spikes, which I think he desperately wanted on his team because this is a team that is like built to last in a sense, and he also has a fantastic defogger. RNG team building with Emvee goal. Okay, we can do a random generator team building with 600. I don't mind. 600 for that, 500 for Blunder CTC movie. It won't be Hostility the movie though, I'll tell you that much. Revival Blessing is banned. Hey, Grape Juice, thank you for the sub. Appreciate you, fam. Thank you so much for all the love. So, Dozo really also holds his team together in terms of setup. Like, you can't just set up and win. Because freaking Dozo's there, dude. Ah, man, I don't know. I love the balance of his team. I think it's a very large team. Now, Scizor's somebody that I've played. I actually play in week 2. And he's somebody that I played back in the GBA. I believe I'm 1-1 versus him. He actually, I think this is the only league where I didn't make playoffs because you hacked me. I remember that. You hacked me. I think my Heracross got crit or some crap or died. Hey, fuck you, Lars. No, I'm just kidding. But his team is great. I like his team a lot. I'm excited to play him again because we're 1-1 and I really want my redemption. I love the balance of his team, and I always enjoyed his content. And also, like I said, he's the only person who ever knocked me out of playoffs. I've made it to every playoffs, I think, except for the GBA because of that game. Y'all was watching, by the way, guys, those games? Jeez, man. It's so much nicer to watch Scarlet and Violet Draft League games than the other one just because the game looks so much better. Holy crap. Yeah, it's bulky team plus grass terrain. It's a solid team. In terms of balance, it's one of the top ones in terms of balance. But there is a team that I think is better in terms of balance, and we'll talk about that when we get there. All right, so next up we got Kelly. Let me get these Azelf and crap out of here. So Kelly was like, I'm going to snipe everything everybody ever wants ever. Kelly's team is probably the fuck it we ball. Like more than mine's. That's Kelly's team. That's literally Kelly's team. Tell me now, you look at this shit and you be like, yo, this is fuck it, we ball. Like we balling right now. This is like, I'm gonna do my best. Look at Thwacky crossing his hands like it's a Pokemon, bro. Look at it crossing his hands like it's a what are you doing? This is just personal preference, Elly. It's the order that that they came on OBS. I was gonna put him in 1 through 14. Dude just donated 4,400. I have no idea what that is. It looks like a hawk. Thank you so much, Joey. It's my birthday today. Got you desktop safely, and it's been amazing. Oh, that's Rohan. Thank you for being a support in my life since Duck Game days. Yo, man, I want to play Duck Game. Thank you so much, Rohan. I'm so glad you finally got the desktop, dude. Dude, if you would have gotten it, I would have sent you my purple one back there. I'm so glad. I have no idea what that is, but it's red, so I think it's a lot. So thank you so much, dude, for the support. That's crazy, bro. I can buy so much stuff from Zelda now with those rupees. I appreciate you, fam. That's very kind of you. Thank you so much for that. And happy birthday. That's wild, dude. I'm about to swag out in my Breath of the Wild. So anyway, we got Sneasler. Thank you so much, fam. Seriously. We got, in my opinion, the best rapid spinner. Now, I know what you're thinking. Wait, Joey, you really think that about Toad Scroll? No, you're wrong. No, I think after using Iron Treads last season, I have to say this mon is the GOAT. This mon is the GOAT. This mon is overshadowed in OU by Great Tusk, but damn, this mon is the GOAT. I think Sneasler and Namor's Iron Treads is such a nasty core. This such a nasty core, right? You got the ground immunity, you got the fairy resist, you got the poison resistant immunities. I love the first 3 members of it. I love the first 3 members of this, dude. It's so sick. Sneasler is such a... And the crazy thing is, we can't do crap about Dire Claw. Is Dire Claw allowed? Yeah, that's why that's a first pick type of Pokemon. Much love, Rowan. That is a first pick type of Pokemon, dude. That is... Emvee wanted this. Actually, because Emvee was right after Kelly, under the radar. Another person that I'm so excited to finally be battling with again. Been years. I loved watching Kelly on the Watch Togethers. He was one of my favorite coaches to watch. I think it's going to be very fun to watch this game, especially because his team is crazy. But I feel like you'd rather save your points. No, the thing is, Max, there are 14 coaches in this, right? There are 14 coaches, and you're not going to get a good fairy. I mean, I didn't even get a good... My good fairies are my Terra Captains. You're not going to get a good fairy in this. And also, as I explained earlier in the draft, earlier in the video, and I'm going to explain it again for those that might just got here. This is not a Pokemon Showdown Draft League where we can enter 5 at once, draft whatever the fuck we want every single time, get our Dragapult, get our Landorus, get our Great Tusk. This is a Pokemon Showdown. This is a Pokemon, excuse me, Scarlet and Violet Wi-Fi Draft League, our first from Pokemon Home. This is a content-driven draft league, and my dude got the thumbnail Pokemon on deck. If there's anybody who got thumbnail Pokemon besides Q, is this guy. My dude has Staraptor. That is the most thumbnail mon of all time. Everybody loves Staraptor. Is week 1 upload this weekend? It's Sunday, yeah, Sunday. Dude has Sneasler. Dude has Enamorus. There's like 11 good, decent fairy types. Exactly. There's 14 people in this draft. In this draft. So Vaporeon, if he puts Vaporeon in the thumbnail and he writes something crazy in his title, I'm gonna be really, I might unsub. But yeah. Anyway, I think his first three are insanely strong. I think Enamorus is good. He also has Trick Room options in the Weirdeer and Toadscroll. Weirdeer with Terra is actually, it's definitely my. It's definitely my first thumbnail for sure. You gave me no other option other than to lie in the poll. That's okay. Anyway, Weirdeer is interesting with Terra, right? Because it sucks because of its typing, but you just change its typing. You gave it Fighting and Fairy. Fighting Fairy normal, good. You can do Agility Store power sets. I actually think it's a strong Terra Captain. I think Dreadnought is a very strong Terra Captain with Terra, right? Shell Smash and then become a Water type, booster liquidation. Cam, been watching you for ages. My vote is for a 2-hour movie with Emvee, but you do the lad. Liu, good luck, have fun. Thank you so much, Cam. Thank you so much for the very generous donation. Yo, y'all being crazy with the support today. I appreciate y'all. Thank you so much for the very generous donations. Like everybody. Holy crap, the members, the gifties, all that stuff. All right, so that'll be the that could be the for the, like I said, I could do the MV goal before the blunder goal. That's fine. I don't care. Appreciate you. Anyway, much love. Dreadnought is great. Terra Blast for the water types as well. You don't have to risk Stone Edge. And then Terra Flying lets you set up on Pokemon like Great Tusk. It's good. I mean, honestly, Terra Water lets you set up on Great Tusk too because you're not weak to it, so you won't die. Watch White Chicks with Blunder. I think we get in trouble. I wish I could watch movies on YouTube. He has Baby Zoroark. He has worse Zoroark. What do I say are the best thumbnail mons? Any new Hisuian mons, what's it called? What does it all say? You can watch movies on Twitch? No, I'm not taking a step towards Twitch ever again, my friend. Unless they drop 6 figures at my door just so I could put a down payment on the house, I ain't ever touching Twitch ever again. I'll watch allowed on YouTube, depending, Jester. You can still get copyright strike. So this is still my channel at risk, right? This is my team's team. This is Kelly's team. I think so too, Pepsi. Anyway, his team does have the best Rapid Spinner, like I said. He has another one. He does have spikes on that too, and T-spikes. Toadscroll is really interesting in draft. I think Amel had it, and Amel was obviously the GOAT with it. The Black Glasses foul play was amazing to see. So I'm very excited about that. Again, I think the funniest thing on his freaking team is Thwacky, but it makes sense why. Okay, you know what? Thwacky isn't even funny. Thwacky makes sense on his team. Thwacky makes sense. It probably does, Drips. Thwacky makes sense on his team, right? It gives him Unburden with Sneasler. It gives him Grassy Seed with Weirdeer. Like, it makes sense on his team, but that Mon being a Terra Captain is so freaking funny, dude. It's just so fun. And look at it. It's like Terra Fire and Steel. Like, it's going to do something. It's really cute. You got owned by Thwacky in the finals of a draft league. It got 6 kills. Maverick, my respect for you. Just like, I'm just going to pretend you didn't tell me that. Yo, Maverick, you're a good battler, bro. But jokes aside, I do think, like, a Terra Banded Woodhammer with Terra Gosh. Charles got a collab like. Hey Charles, bro. I thank you for the super chat and let me know, bro. I'm down to it your age. You just got I'm down, dude. You gotta get it happen. Anyway, what's up, Carrot? But yeah, so Thwackey's interesting because obviously Terra Blast with Swords Dance and Terra Fire actually would probably nuke Corviknight. You know what? Maybe I'm just hating. It gets the Eviolite boost. It can become a Steel type. It can become a Fire. I might just be hating. Ignore me, guys. It's a U-turner. It still has knockoff. Has Woodhammer. Lost Grassy Glide, but whatever. Please don't do the Rule 34 Thwackey comments. Also, that's so weird for this Pokemon specifically. But anyway, Zoroark. So his team does have a lot of options for Swords Dance, right? Swords Dance Thwackey, Swords Dance Zoroark, Swords Dance Sneasler. So I guess it can disguise it. I don't know. He does have Mesprit, which is something I believe he drafted before in the past and liked it. Or maybe that was me when I fought him. But Healing Wish support on that is really nice as well for Sneasler. For Iron Tread specifically, he also has a great Wish Passer. This is definitely one of the more out there drafts, I would say. But it's going to be fun nonetheless. How many more drafts? Damn, we have a lot of people. Alright, so next up is me. I'll do a quick word, a couple quick words about my draft, right? Because I already made a whole video about it. I fucking love my draft. It's just a bunch of... Look, dudes. I think people are going to sleep on both Hisuian Electrode and Delphox. I think they're fantastic Terra Captains. And the thing about my draft is, when you open it up on Pokemon Showdown, or when they're all fighting, you know, I'll just show you. I'll just show you. Look at my draft. Tell ya. Let me tell y'all my draft. Let me tell you my draft. Look at my draft. Look at my draft on the dock. Look at my draft on the dock. All these Pokemon are 6 foot tall, and they all look like demons. This is a draft of just... They just all look like goats. They just all look like goats. They all look like goats. They're all the same height. They just all look like goats, and I freaking love it. What shinies you got of these? I got all the shinies of... I have shiny Hisuian Electrode. That's the one I have so far. And I'm just really excited to use Lycanroc. That's basically it. There's not a lot. I don't want to say a lot about my draft. I don't think my draft matters as much in this. I did a horde thing. Yeah, I was 14th pick. I got Annihilate plus Samurott, and I got Heatran plus Dragonite as like 42nd and 43rd pick. And then I managed to get Crest as my last pick. I got basically everything I wanted. Actually, no, that's a lie. The first Pokemon I wanted was Ursaluna, and then Emvee broke my heart. But it probably wouldn't have made it to me because I'm sure Q the Costa Rican would have not taken Hisuian Lilligant and would have taken Ursaluna instead, if I'm being honest. But I'm going to do all this prep for your mons only to get swept by a Slowbro. Yeah, quick draw, quick fall. We'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. It's gonna be fun. I think once I learn my team, it's gonna be sick. It's gonna be really sick. When you start playing in the draft league, Sunday. But yeah. Alright, Jayvee. Jayvee got some sick Pokemon too. That dude copied me with the Electrode. Okay, so in terms of his team, his first 3 picks are insane. His first 3 picks are insane. Right? His first 3 picks are insane. Greninja, Baxcalibur, Volcarona. Luckily, none of them can Terrasilize. None of them can Terrasilize. Literally none of them can Terrasilize, which I think is great. I think his scariest Terra Pokemon is Galarian Articuno. That mon has viability in OU, and not everybody has Ting-Lu. It Terra Flies, Terra Fights, and Terra Steals. All fantastic. Why Grass Terra? Just so I can take Earthquake. His first 3 are wild. He has a solid spinner. He has spikes on his team. He has a great poison type. I think he got the most value out of having 3. Out of having 3 Terras, he has the most value. Because Electrode, basically Terra solves it being trash, right? Of course, it's not as good as Hisuian Electrode because it doesn't have natural grass stab, but it can have grass. It can also have ice. So, you know, a little Regieleki going on. Wigglytuff gives him a second dual screener, even though Uxie's there. He has his fairy type as well. I think honestly, when you see Volcarona, Baxcalibur, Greninja, you're like, oh, those mons are gonna go crazy. I think the mon that's gonna go the craziest is gonna be his Galarian Articuno. I think that mon is going to be very, very good. I also recently subscribed to Jayvee, and I like his content. So y'all should sub to him. It's literally Mr. Crocker as well. He has multiple dual screen. Like, he has Tauros as well for defensive. Like, his defensive capabilities, his mons are, like, not mons that, like, have reliable recovery, right? In terms of taking hits, right? Like, Serena does have synthesis, but Oxy doesn't have anything. You can wish with Wigglytuff, but I really, really like it. I think Terra Earthworm is great. Just being able to get up spikes and stuff. Also, terrestrializing to a ghost and getting, like, +6 defense with Iron Defense, plus Body Press, having Stab. Can you switch to your available Terras? You can. You have specific points that you can do that up until I built week 5. I really love his Terra Captains. No, Electro doesn't have screens. Electro has screen. Electro learns one screen, assuming Electro learns the other. Greninja should have Battle Bond in this draft league, correct. As long as you can do it right, yeah, Greninja has Battle Bond. Which is something also to think about, too. Wigglytuff is like a fake fairy, but it's the best Dragon Ball answer in the game. Shoot. You'll only know the Terra types based on this. You will not know the actual Terra types in the game. So you can come... Yeah, Terra Electrode is literally slightly weaker Regieleki. It's literally slightly weaker. Without Rapid Spin. I think this is the biggest thing. Electro should have Rapid Spin. He does have Hazard Control. But not a lot. This is a team I can definitely work with, right? This is a team you could for sure work with. This is just a solid. I just think his Terra Captain Articuno is going to be one of the kill leaders of his team. Like, even with having Baxcalibur and Volcarona, I think his Articuno is going to be like one of the biggest kill leaders. Kidus, it is slightly weaker. In terms of like your Terra Blast is what I'm talking about, Kidus. It's 284 special attack versus 299. I'm not talking about Thunderbolt and all that stuff. Obviously, that mon's stronger. Talking about in terms of Terra, guys. Come on. I'm talking about in terms of Terra. It's just slightly weaker. Anyway. Also, that ability only gives it a Life Orb boost. And most of the time, it's going to run Boots anyway. So, I can run Specs on mine. But yeah. Anyway. Yawn from Uxie to be able to set up plus Memento. Insanely scary setup threats. Like Bax, BD. We saw Bax win, basically, J-Bear, the league. It also, like, it can't Terra here, which is really, really good. Thank God. He also is one of the best Baxcalibur answers in the game in Earthworm. That's crazy. It's such a good draft. Like, he has some of the scariest threats, and his Terra Captain is insane. So now we have Gray. Greyvee, the owner of the league. So, the back of his team looks like he's running a daycare, but the front of his team got some hitters. Now, Enamorus is insane, right? Enamorus is insane. Enamorus is insane. Dude has everything. The speed, the fairy, the Earth power, the superpower, all that stuff. Healing Wish for his team. Hisui and Gudra, the thumbnail mon, obviously. He wanted that straight up. I used it today, but I don't know how it's going to be without Terra, but I do think setup sets are going to be kind of scary because if its shell armor can't be crit. Mew is really interesting because what are you going to do with Mew this generation? Right? You don't have reliable recovery. You don't have reliable recovery, and his team is slow. That's for sure. His team is slow. Enamorus, and then he has Sneasel, and then it's gone. But he doesn't have reliable recovery. He has Tinglu plus Mew, which is interesting because I feel like Mew would be like your spiker and stuff like that, whereas Tinglu would do the exact same thing. He does have the Eviolite over Quillfish, excuse me, assuming Quillfish plus Pelipper, which I think is really cool. I think Quillfish in general is really, really sick. Wait, didn't he make some trades with this too? No, that was week 2. That was for week 2. But Quillfish is really cool. I think with Eviolite, I think this mon is just as good as Overcool, maybe even better because it's bulky and it can terrestrialize. Like Terra Water is obviously no brainer for this mon, and Terra Grass makes sense. You're only weak to ground, so Grass is fine. Also gives you a strong move that you don't have. Basically, by being like a strong move that doesn't miss, like you don't have to use Gunk Shot versus bulky waters because Crunch doesn't typically KO, but Gunk Shot will at +2. Well, he can just use Terra Blast Grass. Arcanine is a thumbnail mon, very fun and very hard to switch into. I think Choice Band can be just ran almost every week. Because he can hit them with the special side with Enamorus and Choice Band Arcanine on the front. Give Valor versus Snipey, come on. His hazard control is the Bramble, which isn't Terra. It can still spin. I don't know how strong Bramble's going to be in this one. But I just think his last three are just so funny, man. Because I think Quill is really nice. I think he has some hard hitters, right? Really hard hitters. And Emerson, Hisui, and Arcanine, very hard to switch into. His setup mons in both Sneasel and Hisui and Quillfish are actually very good in my opinion. I think Sneasel in general, with Eviolite and being able to Terra is nice. Kind of makes up for the fact that Hisui and Sneasel is like the mon people are looking at right now because it's so much better. Just because of what it actually has. Do you think Tailwind could actually come for the Bramble? That'd be really interesting. That'd be kind of interesting. I kind of like that. I like the attack raise about that. But then you only have Power Whip, right? TK, yeah. You only have Power Whip. You don't really have a Ghost move that you can abuse. Sucks that Poltergeist isn't here. Brambleghast would actually be a real Pokemon with Poltergeist. What does Brambleghast do? Basically Rapid Spin. Does Mew have Roost this generation? No, it does not. I think he traded Pelipper and Sneasel before week 1, Kazam. Let me check. I think you're right. No, he didn't trade him before week 1. He still has Sneasel for week 1. He dropped him for week 2 though. But for week 1, he still has Sneasel. So, I think Greedent's so funny. Isn't Greedent so funny? It's such a funny mon. Imagine a Belly Drum Ghost that gets back up to full and actually has like Terra Blast and Stab. I actually think Greedent's kind of funny, dude. Did you trade this mon away? Let me check. I hope you still have this mon. Oh, I'm scrolling. Oh my god, he still has his mon. Dude, Terra Blast Body Press? Yo, call this mon Houndstone. Hold up. I can't talk about trades yet. I don't want to spoil too much. But I was just thinking if he still had it. I like the baby value out of his team, right? Like I think Quillfish is a great Terra captain. Gives Jack's bread and butter. Don't estimate his ability with it. Okay. Now, I don't know if that's Jack talking right now or Elly, but that's very funny that one of you would say that. Anyway, Green is very funny. I think he has a lot of offensive threats. I think he has potential a lot for Spike's off. I think that's what his team's going to really lean towards, right? Spike's offense from Mew and Ting-Lu, and then sending in your hard hitters. That's it. I literally think that's what his team's going to do. I think there is potential for like defensive Goodra and like a sub set. I think Nemesis is really strong. Okay. I was wondering. A Grid mainly been looking for some time. This is like the draft that I feel like is a sleeper pick, and I want to see how it does this season, right? Because I really think his Terras people are just gonna sleep on them so much, and they're crazy. I think Greedent actually might. I hope Greedent gets a kill. It doesn't have hydration anymore. It lost it. I'm pretty sure. Yeah, it lost hydration. For Shell Armor, can't be crit. All right, now we go to Emvee's. Emvee has one of the stronger balances as well in terms of draft. His first 5 picks. He changed forms in Draft League. What do you mean? Ursaluna plus Meowscarado. You guys know what I did with Meowscarado last Draft League. That mon's a GOAT. Ursaluna. This is actually So, little fun fact. And Emvee knew his first 2 picks were my first 2 picks. And he knew, been in a chat with him talking about it for weeks, but Emvee was like, I got this, bro, don't worry. And I was like, okay, bro, don't worry. So he got Ursaluna up his Meowscarado. Zapdos is obviously lost Defog, but still has Hurricane, still has Heat Wave. He has his mascot as well, which I think is really underrated. I think the Dunsparce is going to go crazy with Terra. I think the Dunsparce is going to go absolutely crazy with Terra. We saw how good the Dunsparce was from Jayvee last season just with resist berries. Now you can transform into resist. So I think, and flying and water are excellent, right? Flying gets rid of the fighting weakness, and water just turns you into Suicune with Calm Mind or Coil. Literally. Who do you think is the most challenging opponent for matchup? Literally my week 1 versus Drew, and we'll get to him. I think he's like the strongest matchup versus me in terms of what I have and what he has. He has 2 great Rapid Spinners. Well, he has 1 great Rapid Spinner in Quavo, and then an okay Rapid Spinner in Fortress. I think his value from Goodra actually could have been his Terra Captain as well. Goodra is great for his team with Wish Pass from Screamtail. Amazing, very good water resist for his team. Like he has like shaky water resist before that. Meowscarado is a shaky one. Quavo can be like a shaky one as well. Palafin got banned from this? Yeah, Palafin got banned, yes. So there's no Palafin in his team. He also has the grounded poison with Scizor. I've used Scizor in draft. I very much like it. It also gets T-Spike now, if I'm not mistaken, which I think is pretty cool. But it has double layers of T-Spike. Again, I think the biggest sleeper on his team, obviously Ursulune is amazing, right? We can't say anything about that. Ursulune is just a great mom. But I think the biggest sleeper in his team is going to be the, I don't even think it's going to be a sleeper. I think it's just the Dunsparce, right? This is a regular Goodra. We saw a Sween. Whereas the Chiyu switching is right there. Is called Goodra. That mon's going to take 28% and then get wished up back to full. But Espathar's not banned because it can't Terra. Espathar literally can't Terra. But Palafin, as you saw from my last draft season, does not need Terra. And then we get into his later picks, which are very funny. Now, Ice Cube, I think, is a big shout out to Amel. I was really pushing for him to get Ice Cube. Nice little shout out to Amel there. Don't sleep on Ice Cube. Amel used it to beat Mega Metacham and a bunch of other mons. I've also used it in practice versus Emvee when he was supposed to fight Amel. And Amel, I don't know if I ever told you, but I used Ice Cube. I belly drum up turn 1, and I would head smash his Torkoal. And he couldn't do crap against it. He couldn't go into his special attacker walking wake because I could have freeze dry, right? So like I would belly drum turn 1 and I just get a kill immediately in practice. It was very fun. But yeah. And then he also has Grumpig. Now Grumpig is funny. I think that's not his Terra Captain, yeah. So technically he could have been Terra, I think the Dunsparce, plus Terra Ice Cube and Grumpig. But he opted for Terra Hoopa. Terra Hoopa with Dark sounds just really good, right? Obviously, you turn your Ghost weakness and Dark weakness into a resistance. He has the options for Trick Room as well, which is really nice. A really good Trick Room, I think, in Hoopa. He can use Hyperspace Hole. I like Grumpig. It has a really good move pool, and it gives him thick fat. I just think, like, his first few Pokemon are insane, and like, his defensive core is amazing, right? Like Meow, Ursalune, like just the balance of it with Screamtail holding them together is just really, 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 really nice. No Defogger on this team, but he does have 2 Rapid Spinners, so I think it's nice. Yeah, Grumpig does get Earth Power now. It's a 1-point mon. You got to remember also, Grumpig is a 1-point mon, so it's a very good value pick for 1 point. I agree 100%. It's a super, super, super good value pick for 1 point. And it also gives him, like I said, it gives him another Trick Room as well. There's not much to say. I think it's I think his first 5 are insane. Like, I think his first 5 are insane, and I think his back support it. I think the Dunsparce is also part of that insane group, so I think those 6 are absolutely insane. I think Goodra supports him defensively. Things that Screamtail doesn't want to take, Goodra can take. Like Heatran, for example, something he doesn't want to take on, he has Goodra for. Like when the match has been on Sunday, I really like the balance of Emvee's team, and I think his Terra Captain, the Dunsparce, is top 4 in terms of what we've seen in terms of Terra mons. Quick Claw isn't banned. No, it's not banned. Quavo, I think, it's one of the mons I actually want to draft. Not this season, but it's one of the mons I want to draft eventually, and I think it's one of the stronger, like, untapped mons. I think it's borderline crazy, for real, especially if it could Terra. So now we got Elly's. If I have to show you a team of powerhouses, and you look at the first 6 Pokemon on Elly's team, so somehow, guys, Elly was pick number 5. Which means 5 picks happened. 5 picks happened. Then Elly got it. Spacey, think of it for the 9 months. 5 picks happened, and Elly got this. And then it went up and down, and then Elly got Landorus. Round 2 Landorus in a 14 draft. Now, not only that, she also got Rotom Wash. So you got a beautiful Volt Turn core to start it off. Oh, wait. On the way back, she also managed to get Hoopa Unbound. Was Diancie Terra eligible? Let us see. No, it's 10 points. You can't Terra Diancie. That'd be broken. That one's borderline broken. No, you too. Round 4 Hoopa. So in terms of steals, right? You might think my team got some steals, which it absolutely did. But her team is freaking comparable. Got Hydreigon, and then she got a lot of value out of her lower tiers. Hydreigon obviously not as strong right now because it doesn't have access to Roost or Defog, but still a great sub nasty plot Pokemon, still a great specs Pokemon, still an annoying Pokemon to switch into, right? Base 125, special attack, base 105 attack. A nice thick fat Pokemon in Hariyama. I think Revavroom and Frostmoth are insane Terra Captains. I think we should have banned Corviknights Mons from being Terra Captains personally. Honestly, no, this is the way I say it. I think any Mon that can boost its speed plus another stat in one move should have been banned as Terra Captains. That's it. I think that's the way we, if I go forward to another league or whatever, I might, if we do lower tier points, I think anything that can boost its speed plus another stat in one move should not be able to be a Terra Captain. But Revavroom can literally, Frostmoth has literally the potential to auto win games, right? You have obviously Terra Ice, which I don't think she ever needs to do that. I think the big ones are Terra Water and Terra Ground. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Maverick, this Mon should have been banned from terrestrializing. Has the ice scale, so it's not going to be hit from the special side, like really hard. Can terrestrialize into Suicune? It's crazy. Like once Heatran got picked, everybody's Terra Captains can beat that. But that's, I mean, water makes the most sense. This Pokemon is weak to fire, you become a water type. This Pokemon is weak to rock, you become a ground type. Excellent choice for a Terra picks, in my opinion. Excellent choice for a Terra picks. And it's literally going to sweep half the games, in my opinion, too. I agree as well. I agree. This Mon, its biggest thing going for it is that it's slow, or its worst thing going for it is that it's slow, but that doesn't matter when you don't die at all. That doesn't matter when you don't die. Like this team is, that's what I'm saying. Her Terra Captains are insane. Revavroom's the exact same thing, right? Terra into a ground type. Bye-bye every Mon that walled this Pokemon. Terra into a flying type. Bye-bye every Mon that could beat this Pokemon. So this Mon, this team, the Terra Captains are insane. The first 6 picks are super good. Hariyama's great. I think Leafeon, my bad, Lurantis. I think Lurantis and Kamala are obviously the weak points, but it does give her Defog and Rapid Spin. Kamala would have been fine with Terra, like Ghost and Normal, and then probably Fairy or Fighting. And then obviously Lurantis being able to terrestrialize into a Grass, an Ice or Fire. I think Fire in this case would be better. And then maybe a Water type would have been really nice. But those are obviously those are her 2 weak points. Besides that, this team is all hitters. Like literally those 2 are her weak points, and that's her hazard control. And the thing is, she don't even need hazard control. None of these Mons are weak to rocks besides Frostmoth, which is gonna run heavy duty boots, and Torn, which is gonna run heavy duty boots. And it has Regenerator, right? So this isn't a team that, in my opinion, didn't even need the spinners. My opinion. This has potential to be one of the most dangerous teams, I agree, because this is Volcarona on steroids because of Terra. Exactly. Hoopa can be physical or special. Ellie, I don't know if you've ever ran a Jetpack Hoopa, but you can use Hyperspace Fury with a Jetpack, and you steal the opponent's item. Once your Jetpack activates, you steal the opponent's item with Magician, and then you switch out. A little bit of tech. I don't know if you knew that. The PR team said this team had no wall breakers. Huh. Well, I don't know who's on the PR team, but I don't know what they were seeing. I think you have Hoopa, one of the best wall breakers of all time. Specs Hydreigon. I know you're going to be stressing when you fight these goons. Oh yeah, dude, I'm going to be hella stressing. I don't think I fight Ellie in my schedule, so I'm not stressing. But yeah. That's crazy. That's a crazy take. Alright, so this, in my opinion, is actually my week 1 matchup, and also the scariest matchup for me, in my opinion. And this is Drew. Drew, Mr. Talent, Drewby is back. I'm very, very, very happy to see him back. He drafted a Sun team, and I think it's better than what Emvee drafted originally. It's way better than what Emvee drafted. First off, he got Cinderace plus Wake as his first 2 picks. Incredible, right? Cinderace automatically gives what Emvee lacked in the beginning, which was momentum. Ace in the Sun is nasty, gets the keys, so he gets the spike in the screens. Clodsire gets the best answer to Walking Wake right after. Obviously, he gets Torkoal. Haxorus, Regieleki cannot terrestrialize, but that does not make it any less of a threat when you have Terra Brute Bonnet, Scovillain, and Walking Wake to break down the ground types, right? Everyone on this team can beat ground types, in theory. Everyone on this team can beat ground types. This is like I said, this is my scariest matchup, and it's my week 1 matchup. Regieleki also gives him a second Rapid Spinner. He also has Tidy Up. I think that's wild that you give this one of the worst teams. I I don't think you can think of this team like that at all. Every mon on this team is always going to be auto setup. I'm telling you, this is why when you ask me what I thought was my worst matchup, it's literally my week 1. It's literally my week 1. Yep. Oh, yeah, not to mention, he traded for Mismagius and Slitherwing. So he now has Mismagius and Slitherwing on this team. This is such a great constructed Sun team. He changed out Hatcher, Slitherwing, and Tandem Mouse for Mismagius. And guys, y'all saw what I did with Mismagius last season. That mon is a GOAT. He has Slitherwing Mismagius. That's going into week 3, though. Going into week 3. His team is insane. Also, Terra Brute Bonnet is broken. Okay? I'm sorry. That mon is busted. That mon does not die to one hit. You get rid of its 4 times weakness. Terra Dark Sucker Punches. Terra Fire, so you don't worry about fire or ice. Or bug. It's crazy. Hey, thank you for gifting another member, fam. Appreciate you. Much love. Yo, we got a lot of love today. Remember, guys, at 500, I'll be doing a movie with Blunder and CTC, an hour and a half video. You fought him in one of the 2 weeks. Yeah. I literally fight him week 1. And I've said it multiple. I was talking with Emvee. I was telling everybody, this is literally my... It's crazy. I was talking with Zazo, who was helping me with my draft. And we were looking at the teams before we learned the schedule. I was like, yo, this is my scariest matchup. And then we got the schedule. I fight on week 1. Yeah, his team is crazy. Double Dark versus my 3 Psychics. It's going to be a fun one. Anyway, oh, shoot. I have it auto set to do whatever it wants. So, that's why you got an ad. Zazo is the GOAT. I agree. But yeah, he has Slitherwing and Mismagius going forward. At least week 1, not those traits. True. 100% true. I think his 2 Terras, I think Honchkrow with a Terra is really strong. Did you know that Honchkrow, after a Moxie boost with Terra, or with a Choice Band, has over 860 attack? So that's a very strong mon. Brute Bonnet obviously is an insanely good one. And then, again, Wake is going to... The problem with Emvee's Wake on his team was before he got Slitherwing. Mythical Nick, thank you so much for becoming a friend. Appreciate you. The problem with Wake before he had... before Emvee had Slitherwing was that he could not get it in time. He had to run like Red Car or, excuse me, Eject Button, excuse me, Ting Lu and things like that. But being able to hit with Choice Band, Sun Boosted Pyro Balls, or U-Turns, Libero, all that stuff. Why do you think Drewby is rocking for Cinderace? Choice Band or Heavy Dew Boots, always. Why Terra Grass Boot Bonnet? I don't think he had to go Terra Grass. I think he did go his double stats +1. I'm not sure if that was on purpose or... No, that was definitely not on purpose because he didn't do it with this. I'm not sure why he went Terra Grass. He could run Loaded Dice Bullets. Maybe he just wants the super damage. Volt Turn into Walking Wake is crazy. This, I cannot believe that you told me the power rankings put this team almost last. This is, especially now that it has Mismagius and Slitherwing, this team is nasty. It has the strongest offensive threats out there. Dude, literally, Slitherwing is going to be so good for him. Dude, it's actually so crazy. Dude, this team is wild, right? This team is wild. This team is actually wild. Like, I love this team. And I love the fact that he got, like, Klefki and Clodzar, because something that might be scary for this team would be, like, a Booster Energy Iron Valiant, right? But no, I got 2 nasty checks right here with Claw plus this. I just love it. And he has Terrifier on Brute. Yeah, that's wild, Maverick. This team dies to an Earthquake? Well, he has Slitherwing and Mismagius. Also, good luck trying to kill it with Earthquake when my Walking Wake is staring you down, or my Brute Bonnet. Literally drafted great checks. I'm a big fan of this team. And like I said, personally, this is my scariest matchup in the entire season. And then last but not least, we have probably maybe the best constructed team. I think this is the best balanced team. This is the best balanced team in my opinion, which is Addison. So Addison, she has Dragapult. She was first pick. So she also has the wheel. So she got Dragapult first and then had to wait and then got a bunch of things going forward. So in my opinion, one of the scariest teams. Very well-rounded, very nice. Pult plus Gambit is beautiful. Gambit is good. Obviously, without Terra, it's not the crazy Gambit we see in OU, but it's still good regardless. Doesn't die to anything. Glamora is amazing as well. The fact that Glamora came back to her was wild, right? Team's beautiful. I think, yeah, best Ghost type, best Pokemon in draft, right? Later Cat Food, best Pokemon in draft, right? That's Dragapult. And then you got the Gyarados, which I think is super crazy because Brave Bird in close combat, no ground type is switching in. right? You cannot Great Tusker King Gambit when my Gyaptos come in. You can't land Ursa King Gambit. First off, I can define on that one. You don't have to run Supreme Overlord. Gastrodon also gives a second, gives a Self Rocker and a Spiker as well. Second one next to Glamora, or third one, I guess Gambit gets it too. Gardevoir, when I drafted that Mon, was one of my favorite Pokemon I ever drafted. It saved me many times in the league with Trick, with Moonblast and things like that. Very, very strong. Rotom is just a good Volt Switcher, good Grass type to have as well. And then Arcanine is a fantastic Fire type, right? Like, I think this could have been a Tauros as well, but we see a regular Tauros there. The fact that she has so many hazards, plus 2 Defiant Pokemon as well, is very, very nice. Has Mortal Spin as well, and has Rapid Spin. I think, as great as the first couple Pokemon are, she got a lot of value out of her Terras. Tauros being normal ground, which it should have been anyway in Generation 1. Yeah, Gardevoir is also very, very Addison. I expect Addison to link the OnlyFans a lot in her videos. But Tauros having Terra normal, ground, and electric, I think is really good. She has 2 water types though. Gastrodon plus Tatsugiri. Gastrodon plus Tatsugiri. Terra ground Tauros getting stab on Earthquake. Terra normal. Obviously, Tauros also has access to Raging Bull now, which means it's stab and it also can break screens. So not even screens will be that much of a problem because of that. The Terra Electric I think is really nice too. I think one of the big things about regular Tauros is that unfortunately, unlike the others, it doesn't have access to Bulk Up, which would have been an insane buff. But it could Curse. It also gets Trailblaze. So it could Curse plus White Herb. Can Trailblaze. I think Terra Electric is really nice offensively, combined with normal plus ground coverage. There goes Corviknight walling you, and you don't have to run like a Sheer Force special attack with your 40 base, even though everybody's run Ice Beam and Fire Blast Tauros. Like, you know, raise your hand if you ran a Tauros with Ice Beam or Fire Blast in the past. Everybody should be raising your hand. Screens breaking, great hazards. Tatsugiri is also a very nasty Terra captain as well, because you got to remember Tatsugiri is weak to Fairy and Dragon. And oh, look, I got Terra Steel. Oh, Terra Electric for Terra Blast for opposing one, so you don't have to Draco Meteor. Can Nasty Plot plus Rapid Spin as well. So, like, I love the balance of this team. And then, I know all y'all like, oh man, that Go-Go sucks. It's a ground resist that's not Gyaptos, because Gyaptos doesn't have Roost. That's not Rotom, that doesn't have to worry about being knocked off. And it has Terra, which is so nice, dude. Terra is so nice. Water's such a water bulk up that can Horn Leech and Milk Drink, has Earthquake. It's good. I honestly, this is probably my favorite team. And also, this is, in my opinion, the best team. In my opinion, the best team. I don't know. Yeah, it can transform into a water type and has Sap Sipper, so it's immune to the it's immune to grass type attacks. It's decently bulky too. It can heal as well. I don't know. This is in my opinion, this is the best in terms of balance and everything. This is the best team. I think this team is going to play very well, and I'm excited to see how Addison does it. Oh, what's the last Terra type on that Go-Go? Is that Rock? Is that Rock? That feels like Rock. I can't tell if that's Rock. That's definitely not Steel. That's definitely not normal. That's Terra Rock, right? Rock is cool. You're weak to flying, and now you're not. Yeah, honestly, every single Pokemon feels like it's picked with a purpose, and they feel really good. Nah, she has Rock on that, not Steel. Why Rock on Go-Go? Because you're weak to flying, and now you're not. Basically. You also naturally beat the ground types by your first form, and then you terrestrialize into a rock type, and you beat the fire types, plus hit the flying types. I get it. I get it. Stab on your Rock Slide too, or Terra Blast if you don't want to miss. You never use Terra Rock, like in Rock Midday? Does Go-Go get rollout? Oh, asking the very special questions. But yeah, so it does get rollout. Does it get Defense Curl? It does get Defense Curl. Defense Curl rollout Terra Rock? Oh my god. But yeah, Go-Go, I mean, has like Rock Slide as well, or Terra Blast. It has Earthquake. It has Leech Seed. Like this Mon will like Leech Seed, Subseed, a Water type Subseed can Trailblaze to boost its speed. Like, and like that's not even a joke. Like this Mon could actually be. I think I think this is the best balanced team in my opinion. I don't know. I like this team a lot. This is probably my favorite team. This is my scariest team to fight. This is my favorite team. This team probably got the most sleepers in terms of Terra. Emvee has another really great, well-balanced team. This is the team I'm most excited to see how their Terra captains do. This is a team I'm excited. I want to bet if I'm just going through everything. If Articuno and Galarian can like beat out both Baxcalibur and Volcarona in kills. This is a team I want to win the entire league. This is a team I want to see if Thwacky does something. This is a team that I think that is gonna annoy everybody with Florges. This is a team that I want to dodge Hydro Pumps and Overheats when I fight. This has the GOATest first pick of the world. I want to see if Nexus gets some redemption with that. People sleep heavy on this team, and I can't wait to see it get wins. And then obviously I think Shuckle also. I think Shuckle, Addison have some of the best teams. Easily. That's my overall thoughts on this, guys. Those are my overall thoughts on this. Wow, this took an hour and 40 minutes. I really thought this would be like less than an hour. There was insane support today, too. Much love, everybody. There's so much support today. Holy crap. Yeah, Glowking is a GOAT first pick. Honestly, Mountain needed to get Glowking first because for sure it was not making it back. For sure it's not making it back. But what I'll do is I'll put some timestamps down below for everybody's team that I go through. Obviously, appreciate y'all. My first draft game will be going up on Sunday, but this Friday we'll be doing pick'ems for week 1. So make sure you come through the Friday stream. Obviously tomorrow I'll probably stream some Pokemon or something. But make sure you come through the Friday stream if you like the draft content. Appreciate y'all. Have a fantastic night, everybody. And yeah, that's it.